Hi everybody, Curtis here with Chattin 88s. Welcome to Chattin 88s. If you're just tuning in, hey, that's great. Every single week we have a guest, 'cause spending time with me, I said spending time with me, I said spending time with me is the best. That's right, folks, it's the best. We have a lot of fun. And you know what today is? Today is the 4th installment of our comedy month. We have the hilarious Bryans here tonight to join us. He's coming to see all of you direct on Zoom with our Chattin 88s from the eastern side of Canada. Well, hi everybody, welcome to Chattin 88s. Curtis here, your host, and I am in another location again. I apologize for the lack of technology this time. I am in quarantine. I am completely fine. I am completely healthy. I am just making sure that I am staying safe right now. I am quarantining with my husband and we are enjoying this time. We've purchased Disney Plus. That's exciting. Disney Plus. I'm not doing a plug for Disney Plus, but it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of great videos on there and films that I have not seen, nor did I know that were on there, or did I know they were Disney. Now, they may not be Disney, but Disney practically owns everything. Maybe they'll buy Chattin 88s. Who knows? Could be a Disney show one day. I'll drink my coffee and cheers to that. Speaking of Chattin 88s, we are always looking for sponsors, and we are looking for anybody that is interested in learning the behind the scenes. Once COVID kind of disappears and we have moved out of this pandemic, we have spaces that we would like to offer volunteers. Again, we are a volunteer-based project, and we have a lot of things that we can teach. There's so many opportunities to be a part of Chattin 88. So if you'd like to, please give us a shout on our Facebook page. Send us a message or give us an email at admin@chattin88.com. And of course, if you would like to learn a little bit more of the music side of things and what I get prepped for and how I get myself organized for a show and how we find artists to be a part of our project here at Chattin 88s and our community that we have, and of course on the education side, give us another shout as well. We'll be able to help you with that. You know, I'm pretty okay with everything right now on the world. I am. There are a lot of individuals that are struggling, or I don't like the word struggling. They are going through a challenge and they are learning more about themselves now. I think individuals as a journey right now are experiencing so many things about themselves, and especially as artists, I know I have experienced and learned so much more about myself and who I am as an individual. I mean, like, I've learned about my work ethic, I've learned about my morals, I've learned about the way that I present myself in public, I've learned about all those things and more, and how I can be a better person, not just for others and society and my experiences, but for me, so that I can become a better person. So I am very aware with everything in the world right now, and there's a lot of talk about vaccines. There's a lot of talk about, is the music industry and the performing arts industry going to get back? Is it? The answer is yes, I do believe that. And yes, if you feel the need to go get a vaccine, go and do it. If you don't, that's fine. If you are confused right now with so much stuff, I think the best thing that you can do is to keep educating yourself. And we have so many things and so many resources available at our fingertips in order to learn about ourselves, including everything that else is going on out there, the world, the pandemic, COVID, the way we present ourselves now through social media and virtual experiences and education. So take the time to represent who you are through your art form or your expertise by learning about yourself more. Be present with who you are and be proud of who you are. And I can certainly say I am. And I'm ready to keep learning. I'm ready to keep making music. I'm ready to keep bringing you something new. And speaking about something new, soon, May 1st, will be the reveal of something that I've been working on for the last month. I also have, we were supposed to be, me and the boys were supposed to be in the studio this week, today and onward, to be recording 2 new singles of mine, which we aren't able to do, which is okay. Quarantining. That sounds like a drink that we should have during quarantine. Which probably, I don't know if our guest enjoys a beverage or not, but Brad Bryans is our guest, and we had a great rehearsal with him, so he should be coming online here pretty quick. But in the meantime, I have just been writing new music, and we'll eventually get back into the studio. But who knows what's going to happen? Let's write something. Speaking of writing, I've been writing a bunch of music here for a documentary. But we'll not get into that right now because our guest, Brad, has arrived. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Brad Bryans. He's here somewhere. He's connecting to audio. This is a part of the joke. We're on repeat. Ladies and gentlemen, Brad is almost here. He's connecting to his audio. He'll have a picture before you know. We are writing a song now. Brad is almost here. Brad. He's connecting to his audio. You know, he'll tell you the story as to why his internet has been up and down and all over the place. We managed to have a quick chat about it. Oh, we've lost Brad. He will be coming back on, hopefully. Let's write something in the meantime. So let's pick a key. If I could hear you guys, we could shout out a key. We're going to do B minor. And we'll make a unrelative key to that, E flat major. Change it to E flat minor. That's a little more relative. There's Brad again. I hope you guys are enjoying this. We're going to try to get him on here again. We're going to admit him in. Let's see if we can get him in here. Brad. Well, we hear him. We
Curtis,
hear you. We see you.
how are you, my friend? Well, that's pretty good, man. Was that you?
How are you?
Good, good.
What's
How
that,
you
sorry?
doing? Was that you playing the piano?
I'm great. Yes. Chattin 88s. I sit I sit at a grand piano normally or a
Oh shit!
keyboard, and we have the 88 keys there, and we give ourselves a show.
Yeah. I think I lost my guitar. I had a guitar here, but it's gone now. I would have brought that out. I didn't know.
Okay, listen, you sound well. First of all, welcome to Chattin 88s. We are live here somewhere out in the world of virtualism,
Oh wow.
and where are you coming from, Brad?
Where do I hail from?
Yeah.
A little town called Bob Cajun.
I'm sorry, say that again.
Have you heard of the Tragically Hip?
Yes.
Have you heard of the song called Bob Cajun?
Yes, is that written from there?
That is the name of the town that I am from, sir.
Bob Cajun. Well, that's really cool.
Brad Bryans from Bob Cajun.
Bryans from Bob Cajun. Now,
Yes, sir. Yes,
with
sir.
that accent, we don't have that. Now, tell me, Bob Cajun, what is fabulous in Bob Cajun there, Brad Bryans?
Oh, we got all kinds of fabulous things. We got the minnows for sale down on the corner. They're two for $6.99 these days.
Oh my goodness,
No, I'm
Brad.
joking.
It is a world out there. I was just talking about how how important it is right now for us to kind of learn about ourselves as
Yeah.
artists, because we have so much. I don't want to say we have so much time on our hands, because as artists we always create new things. You being a comedian in the industry and having done what you've done, what are you doing right now in order to keep yourself motivated to realize that there's light at the end of the tunnel, if you will?
To be honest with you, I don't know about the light at the end of the tunnel. As far as I don't know, man. It's very difficult, very tough. I kind of even like I got like a regular job, like a day job, like a
Oh, really? Where are you working?
like a 9 to 5, working for the man. You know, paying my taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so you pay your taxes working
I
for
got
the
a
man,
job.
but not as a comedian.
Yeah. Oh, you know what I mean. I don't know well, you're in the entertainment industry, right? It was difficult before. I
Yeah, it
don't know
was.
now.
What have you learned about yourself then? I guess what's been the biggest challenge for you right now?
Uh, just not to put too much pressure on the future. I was always thinking like
Right.
I got to do this. I got to be here at this amount of time. Well, this person's this far ahead. I want to be further than them at this.
Yeah,
Putting
yeah.
putting way too much pressure on myself, and just realizing it's about the journey. I hear you gotta enjoy yourself, and just make the best of it, and you know just remember why you do it instead of what you want to do. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let's remember. Okay, then let's remember. Let's go back to the journey when it all began.
When it
How
all
the
began.
heck? Where it all began? How did you start off
Oh,
with comedy? Why did you choose the comedy route, and what made you swallow the red pill? I guess.
red pill. I don't know what. I'm colorblind. I took all the pills. No, I'm just kidding. Yeah. Well, I've always been interested in comedy. It's been a big part of my life, and ever since I was a little kid, I was always the joker, as they say, making a bit of a class clown in that, and that kind of followed me all through at high school. And then I found out there was a course at Humber College in Toronto. I don't know if you've heard of Humber College. Maybe have you heard of that? You're
No,
from
I
out
have
west.
not. No.
Are you from Alberta or something?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. There's a comedy course in Toronto, comedy writing and performance. So I got into that when I was living in Alberta when I applied for it, actually.
Comedy course. Talk about that. Like, what do you do with the comedy? How do you take a comedy course? How do you teach comedy?
You tell me. I don't. They didn't do a very good job. I'm sitting here. No, I'm just kidding.
You're working for the man now.
Working for the man. No, that's not their fault. But no, they teach, sketch and improv, and they give you there's a stand up class. You can go to the clubs around Toronto, and they give a specific night just for the students to kind of work on the material and kind of hone their craft and see what kind of person they are on stage. I was pretty focused on stand up and that. I didn't really venture out into the improv scene, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, so I did that for a while, and then I got accepted to study abroad opportunity in Manchester, England. They have the same course over there.
Okay.
So that was back in 2017. I went over there, and once I got over there, I realized, how different the industry is compared to back home here. So I'm just
What's different about it? Why is the, well, I mean, everything overseas is different to begin with, but what dignifies the difference between our Canadian comedy, our Western comedy, and their European comedy?
There's an industry. You can
We just have to dig really hard, right?
Oh yeah, dig until you run out of shovels. I'll tell you that. But no, there's it's a respected career path. Here it's kind of like, what are you joking? And you say, yeah, I'm trying to, and they say, yeah, go work for the man. But over there, it's a livable job. You can support yourself off of it over there. It's just with how many shows there are, and just this is a huge scene and every aspect of entertainment. And then you come back here and it's like, go to a bar show and there's 3 people puking on the floor and they're getting more laughs than you.
Classy, isn't it?
Yeah. So yeah, I was over there for quite a while. Actually, I was there right up until the pandemic, pretty much.
And then you came home.
I came home at Christmas with some family stuff, and then had all kinds. I'm sure you've heard this story quite a few times from people, but 2020 was looking pretty good. Making my way up to middle spots, and not just chipping away. Like I wasn't, doing a whole world tour or anything like that, but I was, making my way up, and was supposed to go back March of 2020, and March of 2020, the old bat stopped flying and flew in the soup. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, totally.
No, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
No, I do. Yeah. Oh my goodness. So, one of the things that Eric has mentioned and Michael has mentioned, the tight-knit, close community in the comedy world, if you will. You guys are supporting each other quite a bit. I mean, again, thanks to Eric for introducing you to us, and so on.
Derek. He's the greatest. He's given me a lot of opportunities, that's for sure. So yeah, big thanks to him.
So what do you think that's the same overseas as it is here, or do you just create that yourself?
As far as like the networking aspect?
Yeah, well, as far as the support group, I guess you could say. You guys are always giving each other gigs and supporting each other that way.
Yeah, 100%. I think that's kind of like a worldwide thing with entertainment, especially with comedy. They're very it's all about who you know, and you really got to have some good networking skills to get those opportunities. So
cool.
100%.
Speaking of 100%, give us what's been the biggest downfall of being a comedian in your career?
Biggest downfall?
Like what's your biggest downfall?
What do you mean, like a bad, like shows, or just in general?
I suppose. Or what's a bad habit that you always happen to do in a show that either kicks you in the butt or like supports you?
What's a bad habit I've done in a show? Probably. Well, that's a tough one there. You ask everybody this? All the comedians?
Nope.
Okay. Well, I guess I would probably be saying something I shouldn't on stage, especially these days. You know, they don't want to
Yeah,
hear
I suppose it's so hard to slip.
they don't want to hear old Hick Brad slip up on something he heard when he was a kid from his grandfather. You know what I mean?
I want to hear it, but I mean, not on this show.
No. You don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. No, we'll be getting down here. But
Give us a time when you fell flat on your face.
At a show.
Yeah, like what sucked, what bombed.
Bombed. Well, I did a show for a friend. Her family owned a pub in southern England, there south of London, and I had known them from back here. Anyways, she said, "Oh, you're doing comedy over here? We'll put a show up at our pub. We'll have a comedy night." I said, "Yeah, sounds great." She says, "Can you do like an hour?" this is when I was just starting out. This is when I've only been doing, it's only been 4 years or something, right? So I'm still very, very new. And then it was only a year or something, so I barely had 5 minutes. I said, "Oh yeah, sure, I'll do an hour. Sounds good." So I get there. She picks me up. They had a funeral at the pub before I got there, and then they wanted to have a comedy.
Oh no
night.
way!
Yeah, they wanted to have a comedy night, and I was trying to make the widow laugh. And widows, fresh widows don't really have a funny bone, so it went horribly, Curtis. Horribly.
Oh my God, that is a recipe for disaster.
Oh, I should have known, but that's, when you're just starting out, you're very naive and you try to give it the benefit of the day.
You can do anything at that.
Oh yeah, you're just happy to get on stage, right? But I haven't heard from that friend in a while. I hope she's doing okay. She's trying to... No, I don't know.
Did you get paid for the gig?
Actually, they put me and my ex there. They put us up at a night at the it was like a hotel as well. So they put us up and fed us dinner and breakfast and drinks all night. So it's kind of, that's huge in comedy.
Yeah. Oh, it's huge in the entertainment industry. I mean, I know so many artists that would just do it for a slice of pizza and a beer.
Oh yeah, for sure. Like, especially since the show went so horribly. Like, even the widow said that's the worst thing to happen to her in the last last month.
You know what? You know what you got out of this? You got shtick. You got something out of it. And
yeah, yes, sir. I did. I surely did. No, I've had a lot of good times. You always remember the bad ones, obviously, but there's been a few good ones in that. And it's all just.
When did you start? Yeah, when did you start? Oh, sorry, we're working on our connection here.
No,
when did you? When did you start to realize that you were worth more than just a hotel and a bar tab?
I don't think I've realized that yet. No.
This is great. I love this.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I'm still fairly new at it, right? I just Eric gave me a shot in Hamilton there to host for him when he headlined Levity Comedy Club. So I was just making my way up to middle spots. So, and over here, middle spots, you maybe a beer, maybe,
right.
Try to get a waitress's phone number and she'll tell you to leave. And
when you say middle spot, does that mean like you're in the middle of the evening sort of thing?
Yeah. So they'll get the host come up.
Is it like a tier system?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah. They'll have
how does that work? Explain that.
So, every comedy show, they'll have a host come up, they'll warm the crowd up because it's, everyone's sitting there just waiting for a show. You don't just bring an act on or, it's like a funeral. And I don't want to relive that, Curtis. It was terrible. So then they bring a host up, they get the crowd all riled up, they do the material 15 minutes or whatever, 10, 15. And then they bring the first act. Usually the first act is very strong to, kind of set the tone for the evening. And then they'll throw a middle act in there and hopefully he does okay. And then they bring on maybe a few other acts and then the big headliner. The headliner is the big, the big show.
Right. What's your biggest takeaway from doing comedy, man? Like, you decided to do this. You've been kind of pushed into it, I guess, since you've been in school as the class clown, and you're doing this and you're doing that. I mean, grant you, I know you're making a living. Well, not you're surviving right now with a 9 to 5, but when you're
I'm
on
doing all right.
stage and you're in your moment as a comedian and you're taking in all the lights and the laughter and everything, what's your biggest takeaway doing this art form?
It's important. It's very important. It's needed, especially now. It's needed any
Right.
day. It's very beneficial to people. I've had just even some people come up to me after their shows, and I've even heard them. They got that deep laugh. That's the best one to hear, is when it's just right from the stomach. And it's just that real good one. And then I remember, I'll never forget, the guy came up to me after, and he's like, "Thank you." That's all he said. Just thank you. Didn't give me any money or anything. I don't even know if I got paid that night, but that thank you, that meant more to me than, because it made me. I kind of sat back and I was like, wow, like that guy, he needed it. Like, he needed a good laugh. Who knows? Could have just lost his 9 to 5 job working for the man. Could have. Relationship, just it relieves people's stress and their worries. They forget about life for a bit, and they just they sit back and they laugh. And laughter is
Yeah.
very, very important. So that's one thing I've definitely took from this.
I agree. I know for myself as an artist, when I'm playing in a show, the audience's reaction and the energy that you feed off of, and them feeding off of you, there's really nothing else like it.
No.
What do you think the audience gets from you? This is a question from one of our viewers. What
From
do you
me
think that the audience? Yeah, for you. What do you think that the
personally,
audience gets? Yeah, from you personally when
me
you're on
personally,
stage.
they might get a headache. I don't know. They may get some no, I don't know. For me, maybe they'll get like where is that guy from? Why is he talking like that? And then maybe they'll get a refund.
These are great. I love the open-ended comments. They're great.
What do
You're
they
always
get
on,
from me?
man. You're always on stage.
You gotta be on. What do they get from me? They probably, I don't know. That's a good question. Hopefully they get some happiness. Hopefully. Doesn't happen all the time, but yeah, I don't know. What do they get from me? Maybe whiplash from looking where the exit is. No,
These are great. You don't have to go any further. We get it.
Yeah, Jesus, I'm rough on myself. Hey, I don't know. What do they get
No.
from me? They get what they get. They get what they get.
They get
I'm
what
not
they
getting
get.
paid.
That's pretty straightforward. They get what they get.
No, yeah.
Why do you do?
Why?
Why do you? Yeah. Why do you do comedy?
I don't know. Like, it's been my whole life. When I realized I could first make someone laugh, I was just a little kid, and I just seen these people laugh, and getting that reaction from an adult, even just a person, just getting that, and I was like, oh yeah, I kind of like this, so I just kept
So if there's
rolling with
so
it.
if anybody wants to book you, they know that they just need to give you a hotel room and an exit sign, and there you go. You got yourself a show.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's the thing now.
Oh my!
Yeah, we'll just kind of see how things go, and I'm not putting too much pressure on it, because with this pandemic, you kind of asked me what I've realized about myself and this industry and that.
Yeah.
And, you kind of sit back and you look at things, and you kind of realize, it's made me realize what's important, because I was way over, and it's across the pond, right over in England, over in the UK and that, and just away from family, and you kind of come back during all this, and you can't help but talk to your family, because everyone's got a group chat and stuff. No, but I'm close to home. I'm close to home, so it's nice. It's nice to see people, and obviously with everything going on, you're always checking up on family and friends and that. And yeah, with this, this kind of made me realize what's important in life. So I don't want to get too philosophical here, but you know what I'm saying?
I do. And so because you're okay, so I know it's kind of the light at the end of the tunnel, as cliche as it sounds. What's in store for what's in store for you? Are you working on? I know we don't know when this stuff is going to be lifted, and we're going to get back to doing things again as they were. But what's the plan for you when all of this kind of lifts again and you get back on stage? Are you planning any shows? Are you working on any new material?
I was working on material. That's one thing I did when this all started. I was like, all you can do is just write, create, do what you got to do to get through it. And obviously the stage taken away. So I was writing a lot, and, things would kind of open up again. Oh, we got a show for you here, got a show for you there. And then you go do that. And then you get all excited for that. And, oh, sorry, we're back in the red zone. So
right.
No more show. So then I got to, try to send it a tweet, and tweets ain't doing too good. Twitter's not the same as being on stage. I'm sure you can relate. So,
for sure. Do you when you're writing, do you practice your stuff in front of a mirror, or do you just do it in front of anybody that's there?
I used to. It was very, very rehearsed when I first started out. Every word, every single word, like, hey, how you doing, folks? Good to see you. All that, like, just I would memorize every single thing. But then when I got on stage, like I'd sometimes film myself, and it was too scripted. It was too people could tell. It was like real. It was like I was reading from a teleprompter. No matter what, someone could say something. I wasn't ready for any back and forth like with the audience. I wasn't really. I was just in my head, pretty much rehearsing again. But now I'm kind of more like the last few shows I've done, even though it was a long time ago, but I was more loose, it was kind of with stand-up, you kind of got to be in the moment. And, I'm sure with music as well, but yeah, I kind of just, I just started to kind of find my legs and that. And then this all kind of happened, which is fine. That's life and that, but so I kind of switched up.
Let's cap off with thank you for being our guest tonight. And time flies, but you just finished. You were talking about how you kind of just got your legs underneath you, and then all of a sudden somebody comes in and swipes them out. For somebody who's okay, so for anybody that is starting the journey of being a comedian and going down that path right now and wanting to be funny and get on stage and follow their dream with like Laugh Factory or Just for Laughs or whatever it is, Central Comedy Club, whoever it may be. Yeah. What advice do you have to give them right now, especially during this time whenever there's so many restrictions? What can you tell them, and what advice can you give them?
Well, keep in mind, I'm still very new at this. I'm not,
Yeah, but at any level, at any point, though,
I'm not Eric Johnson. I haven't been, all over the States.
No, but you have experience, and you have experience during this pandemic. So what advice, anything that you've experienced that you can give somebody?
Be very sure of yourself. Evaluate your expectations. And, take care of yourself. You can always worry about other people and make sure they're happy, but make sure, yourself is good. If that's even a phrase. Make sure yourself is good.
Make sure yourself is good.
Just do what you want to, and don't put too much pressure on it, obviously. And just, I don't know, man. I'm at a bit of a crossroads here, Curtis. You kind of caught me at a bit of a fork in the road, as they say, and showbiz.
Well, I think and I think the vulnerability is great, Brad, because we are only as good as the last thing that we've done as artists, and we have to pick up from where we left off, and we have to we are responsible for creating our outcome. And no matter what level we're at, there's always something new that we can learn as an artist. And in any experience, everything that we put ourselves into and everything that we submerge our journey along the way, we get out of it what we put into it. And I think the advice that you've given is extremely important. And so
Yeah.
it's not a loss, man, not a loss. And I certainly can say every artist right now has a difficult time, no matter what and no matter how much work we put into it, because our true passion is to be in front of people and to be performing with them, whether it be painting a picture in front of them, telling a joke as a comedian, playing the piano as a rock artist, whatever it may be. So we are stripped of our core feelings and our core values right now. So we have to work extra hard, right? So kudos to you for, keeping your legs up underneath you, man. And
hey, kudos to you for that. Holy, I should have written some of that down, Curtis. That was deep stuff.
Well, but just so you know, you can go back and you can listen to that anytime because we are on repeat.
Sounds good.
Brad,
Right on, man.
you rock, man. Where can we find you on social media if somebody wants to laugh at you or hit the exit sign and get...
Hit the old X, the X at the top right corner. Brad Bryans. Just search that. Instagram. What's that other one called? The Tube with the YouTube. Do the old YouTube. Search up Brad Bryans. I do some sketches. I do little sketches, funny sketches. And just my name. I know it's difficult to say, but you can probably spell it, I hope. Brad Bryans. Check it out.
We'll make sure that we share some videos as well, my friend. And I have to know one last question.
Yeah.
You are in Ontario, but you sound like you have a farther eastern accent. Are you from Newfoundland or Halifax?
I get that a lot. One time I went to Halifax in Newfoundland, and they said, "Where the heck are you from?" That's what they said. But no, I'm from Bob Cajun. That's in Ontario. I don't know. I've done a lot of traveling throughout my life, so I've kind of got that, the gypsy twang, they say. I hope that's not a derogatory name, but yeah, I got a bit of a funny way I speak. But no, that's where I grew up, man. Bob Cajun.
Homegrown Brad Bryans right there. Bob Cage, ladies and gentlemen. Brad,
Yes,
thank you so much for being on our show tonight. We will make sure we share everything about you and make sure everybody goes and checks out your comedy on YouTube.
I appreciate that. God bless everybody. Good to see you.
You too, my friend. Have a great evening.
Take care. Take care.
Bye. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was Brad Bryans coming at you from Ontario with an accent with a bit of a gypsy twist. Thank you for tuning in tonight. We had a lot of fun. Yes, that's right. Every single week we have a guest. 'Cause spending time with me, I said spending time with me, I said spending time with me is the best. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Have a fabulous evening. Tune in next week for our guest, Greg Birkin, producer extraordinaire. We're going to be talking about what it's like to get into the studio, record your song from beginning to end, all the do's and don'ts, and how you can develop yourself as an artist after you've written your song and being in the studio. See you guys next week. Mwah!